Hey guys, Magnus Robber here, bringing you another video. Today, this one's probably going to be fairly short. I'm just going to be going over and ranking the minor events from worst to best. The minor events are so tricky to do now because it's hard to what we classify as a minor event. I tend to just go for either like promos that don't necessarily relate to the event, slash Black Fridays, obviously, I normally include all of them, and then anything else in between that didn't really correlate to an event that was added. So for that reason, there is only 4 things I'm considering promos that came out this year. There was the donut promo that dropped on Christmas, and it basically is just like the donuts are like reduced price, but I don't know, I feel like at the very least it needs to, add something, a deal on a donut I don't think is enough to really class as a minor update. So, and arguably you could say that that's part of Christmas anyway, so I'm not going to count that as separate, but I'm just going to count the 4 things that I've listed as minor events in the Tapped Out Awards. We're just going to consider them as minor events, and we'll talk about the rest maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Those are the 4 I'm considering, okay? So only expect them on the list. Starting with the worst. The worst, in my opinion, has got to be the Key to the City promo. Alright, so the Key to the City promo. Why have I got this as the worst one? Look, I was like heavily debating whether or not to even include this during the Tapped Out Awards because the promo didn't even work for everyone. It didn't work for me. I never got it. I never got the Key to the City promo whatsoever, so I don't have the Key to the City. Now, apparently, some players did get it, and they had some issues with placing it. When they bought it, they didn't actually get the key. It didn't unlock for them, and then later on, eventually it did for most of them. I don't know if there's still people who still didn't get it. I'm not even sure. Do let me know if you bought the Key to the City and you didn't get it, because that would be interesting. But yeah, the Key to the City wasn't available for everyone. I never had the chance to get it because it never even popped up in my town, which was a bit disappointing. Not like I probably would have gotten it, but not like it really is anything that amazing. But it does have some cool stuff in it. It obviously does include the 100 donuts, 50k cash, and the Key to the City. And basically, the Key to the City, we all thought that maybe it would have like some cool features and stuff when it first got leaked, but no, all it does is it just gives you a massive conformer meter boost. Basically, it just boosts your town rating quite a lot, which, I mean, is something, I guess, but it's kind of disappointing because it's such, like, it feels like it should be such a significant decoration, like the Skyfinger Monument or the Jebediah Springfield statue. I was expecting, like, something interesting with this one. I was really hoping for like maybe like a building search bar, like how you have the town hall where you can search for characters. It would be really, really cool if there was like the Key to the City had that as a feature where you could scroll through and find all the buildings in your town. But whatever, it's not a big deal, I guess. It didn't unlock for everyone though, so I can't really give it massive props. And on top of that, it's not, I think the donuts and the cash are fair enough, but the actual Key to the City decoration is just so, it's just so boring and it's so underwhelming. I wish they did something a bit more significant with it. So that is the worst minor event in my opinion, the Key to the City promo, which of course dropped during the Into the Simpsons verse update. Moving on, the second to worst thing is the other promo that came out in that update, and that's the Bowlarama promo. So, the only reason why I put the Bowlarama promo above the Key to the City promo is because at the very least, the Bowlarama promo is kind of, it's nothing too offensive. It's just a promo for players who don't have Barney yet, and they can get Barney. They get 130 donuts and 100k in cash. So I'd see this deal as more of a newer player thing. Now it is a bit expensive. $7.99 it's fairly pricey. It's more pricey than the Key to the City thing, but it does have a good value in comparison to what the normal price of donuts is, and it's not adding anything that's new, that's locked under a super premium thing. Barney's Bowlarama will be available after this update anyway, and you can get it in like the yearbook or whatever. I think it's the yearbook you can get it in, or the store or wherever it is. You can get Barney's Bowlarama past this point, so it's not like it's locking it behind a super premium wall and say, nope, you can't get this anymore unless you pay us $7.99. Nah, it's just giving you a cool deal. So it's a brief deal. This one did also have some issues with being released. I believe, from what I've read, I obviously because I already have Barney, so I couldn't really tell. But I think for the most part that Barney was fine for people who didn't have Barney. But there were people who did report some issues with it, so then again, just because some issues were experienced by players, I still have to rank this one fairly low. But at the very least, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I'll put it above the Key to the City because it doesn't offend me as much as that one does, and it doesn't feel as scummy as that one. So that is the second to worst / third best, the Bowlarama promo, which of course also released into the Simpsons verse. So what is my number 2 pick? My number 2 pick is Black Friday 2021. God, I hate and love Black Friday for so many reasons, and it's always such a difficult update to rank just because it brings a lot of good but a lot of bad. So let's talk about the good first. The good thing that this update always brings is the mystery boxes, okay? The mystery boxes are amazing for players who don't have everything in the game. There is lots of cool features in these. They obviously have the creature mystery box, the bronze mystery box, the alter ego mystery box, the youngsters one, the retail, the imports mystery box, the silver mystery box, the hidden agenda mystery box, the women's mystery box, the decoration mystery box, the cyber mystery box, the character mystery box, the great outdoors mystery box, the building mystery box, the men's mystery box, and finally the gold mystery box, which is the best of the best because of course it has some really cool things like Golden Goose Realty, it has the Donut Factory, it has Cosmo, it has Yahweh with the Jewish Walk of Fame, lots of awesome buildings that help you earn donuts and characters that help you earn donuts and land tokens for the Golden Goose Realty when that comes in. But at the same time, this update, as well as bringing lots of good, it brings some bad, and that is in the form of the Black Friday price track. So the Black Friday price track basically forces you, if you want to complete this price track, you have to spend 900 donuts. Now, this is about £50, $50, I believe. In the past, it has been 100. This year, though, it was cheaper, so I'll commend them a little bit for that. But it's still not great. Obviously, the donuts have deals on them when I say that. Normally, I think 900 donuts is 100 quid, but the donuts are like reduced for Black Friday. The Big and Tall Men's Shop was obviously for 60 donuts. I think that one is fairly, I hate to say it, but it's relatively reasonable, so I give that one a little bit of a pass. Then you have Ian's car with Ian. And this was such a shame because Ian and Ian's car is such a cool feature. Like, I actually think Ian was such an amazing character. If Ian wasn't super premium, he would be my favorite character of the year by far. He had a really great quest line. He has 2 great animations, both of them similar, but they make sense for his character. And the character is just really awesome. He has voice. He's just such a cool added feature, and he drives his car around the road, which is awesome. But they had to make him super premium, which is so disappointing, because if he wasn't super premium, I would generally be making him the best character of the year, in my opinion. Steamed Hams is next, very expensive, so screw that building. It's a meme building, and I honestly feel kind of disappointed that they made it super premium, because I would have liked it if they kept it and did like a proper like Steamed Hammed updates with it, did something kind of funny with it. So that's kind of disappointing. And then Jackpot Realty, this had some crossover with the Northward Bound expansion update because, of course, this unlocks the maps for your people. So, it generates maps so you can unlock land a bit quicker. But, again, locking that behind a paywall is very scummy in my opinion. What happened to Golden Goose Realty? When Golden Goose Realty was first added, it was just added for a bunch of donuts. I think it was wasn't it like 400 donuts or something like that? It's fair. Like, make it so it's still reasonable that players can save up for it. I think that's nicer. So the Steamed Hams and the Jackpot Realty really do rub me the wrong way. Ian's car with Ian, I can kind of give like a loose pass to because he is a really awesome character. Still don't think he is worth the price, but if I'm just basing it off him alone, I don't know, like part of me doesn't care that I paid like 16 quid for him. Part of me thinks it was money worth spent, as sad as that sounds. But it is overpriced, I will admit that. And I just want to say this as well. I always find that Black Friday is not very appealing to me. In the past, it's not been very appealing to me, and often I've complained and ranted about it. And people always bring up the mystery boxes, and they say, well, dude, you're forgetting the mystery boxes. They're really good for players who are like fairly new, or players who don't have everything in the game. And I admit that, that's true. And I think I've been a bit naive in the past, and I've said I don't really care about that, when, no, it is a really big feature, because they do return a lot of awesome stuff. However, why not just have something for players who have everything? Why not add us some new stuff that players can unlock in a different way? Like, have a mystery box, have a few things thrown into the mystery box every year. That's a good idea. You've got all these mystery boxes, just throw something in, something brand new into all of them, right? So that way, players who, play the prize track. Here's another thing as well. I did the prize track with Ian, so I just got Ian, and so I unlocked a bunch of tokens, but I ended up having to convert all those tokens to donuts because I have everything. Why not make it so there's a new thing in all the boxes? That way, players have more of an incentive to actually do the Black Friday prize track thingy, and they get something new. They don't, they don't lose out and have to just convert them to donuts. I don't know. I just feel like there's better solutions to Black Friday, things they can definitely do to improve it. I'm not as mad as I once was at Black Friday. I still don't like it, but I'm gonna give it second place. I think that's fair. It's better than the 2 promos at the very least, just from those mystery boxes alone. But I'm not gonna give it the win because I do have something that I want to give the win. But I will preface this by saying I was like honestly considering switching. And I'll get into it when we talk about the number 1. But obviously, drum roll, number 1 is the Season 32 prize track. How could it not be? The Season 33 prize track. Okay, so this was awesome when it was first added. But the reason why I was like debating putting this actually in second place is they haven't updated it. Like, what the hell's going on? They haven't still updated it. I'm really hoping that they're not going to forget about it and that they're actually just waiting for next year's half of the season and that they're going to give us a few more prizes, later on. I presume there's going to be 5 parts to this, right? So that would allow for the 3 of the parts to be episodes following. I still think it's a massive missed opportunity. I think doing it every other episode is fairly feasible, and if you're just going to be giving us one thing, and then you could just have like a part 6, part 7, part 8, you add a bunch of parts to it. But right now, it's really weird because we only have part 1 and part 2, part 3 and part 4 and part 5 just haven't unlocked yet, so I don't know when they're going to be doing that. I guess next year I'll just count these as episode tie-ins, but yeah, I don't know. I'm really hoping that they're going to continue it because oh boy, I will regret putting this as number 1 if they decide to backtrack and not bother continuing it. Now, obviously, Act 1, or Part 1 of the prize track was Sasha Reed. She was nothing too special, but I still appreciate the fact that she was added. I think she's interesting enough in the fact when it comes to modern characters, I feel like she's about reasonable, and what they did with her in the game was fine. I liked it. I think she probably made sense as the thing to add. The only other thing I probably would have liked a bit more was maybe the theatre manager Marge, or that one cafe that they're all in at the end of the episode, but at the very least it's cool to get a character. And then the second prize is, of course, the Parasite house even, which I liked for the most part. I think it's a cool enough looking building, so that one is fine in my opinion. Nothing too shabby there. Now, I just hope to God they continue it. I really don't want this to become another Road to Riches or Friend Prize or, one of these features that they add in the game, which is really, really cool, and then they just forget about it, because that would be so goddamn disappointing. So I'm hoping that come the new year, crossing my fingers, when the new year opens, we're going to be getting whatever the first episode of the new year is. We're going to be getting something from it, whether that be a decoration, a character, or a building. Really hoping for a character or a building personally. unless it's going to be like a really, really cool looking decoration. I couldn't care too much about decorations, but so far the prize track has been definitely a very added cool feature. I like the fact that it actually relates to, you know, the Simpsons. It kind of brings back episode tie-ins in a sort of unique way, which is cool. I think episode tie-ins being removed were very annoying, and it was quite sad because I actually enjoyed episode tie-ins as much as I would complain about some of them. I think for the most part, they were really cool. They were a way to relate back to the show that is still ongoing. And there's going to be one day we're not going to be able to do that, I'm sure. I mean, maybe. Or maybe The Simpsons just will never end. I feel like when all the voice actors die, they've got to end it, surely. But, yeah, the prize track gets the #1 spot. Just hope they continue it. Let's hope. And also, I really would like a season 34 one. You know, once season 33 is all wrapped up, bring a season 34 prize track out. Why the hell not? And we can get some prize. You know, we can continue doing this for a while. I wish it was a bit on a larger scale as well. I kind of do hope. I do wish they made it so we got more than just 2 items, and then presumably 3 more items during the second half of season 33. But it's still I still respect that they did this a lot. It shows some care, some level of care. But anyway, that is it for minor updates ranked. I can't believe I actually somehow got this video to 15 minutes talking about 4 really minor updates, but there you have it. Let me know your thoughts on how you would rank all 4 of these updates. Do you agree with my pick? I can see some people flipping the season 33 prize track and Black Friday, and I think that would be fair and reasonable. Just for me, I think I went with this just because Black Friday does have some bad, and it does, you know, trigger me a little bit, so that's what I went with. But anyway, let me tell me your thoughts, and I shall see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.